I love public transportation.
As do I.
I've told you this because I grew up driving, so I hate cars now.
I don't like them that much.
Over the summer, I was taking the same commute, Kimball to Roosevelt every day. I'd take the Brown line from Kimball,
Okay.
transfer at Belmont, get on the red line, and go to Roosevelt. And when I started school, taking the same thing. That was before I realized the blue line was faster.
Well, that's the best.
It's so great.
It's like lightning.
Well, that's the thing. I noticed that as soon as you hit the Presidents, people start dropping off. So the train gets really empty right around like Monroe, and then Jackson, and then Harrison, and Roosevelt.
Just once you get outside of the loop, actually past 35th on the red line, that's where I don't go by.
Well, okay. So I was taking the same trip over and over again, so I kind of had it down. And when school started, the trains got a lot more crowded because people not only were at work, but they were also going back to school. And I was there in rush hour, whereas over the summer I wasn't always there during rush hour because I worked at different times. So once I had the set schedule and I always had to be on the train between 8 and 9, I started seeing like how busy it would get. And one day I met this guy on a southbound red line train. And it was probably right around Monroe because it was only like 1 or 2 stops. And I remember the car emptying out a little bit. So it was just like me and him standing towards the back of the doors.
Already, I feel uncomfortable.
And a couple other people,
Okay.
obviously. But no, it was fine. It was fine. Like I was running late for school. It was my second day.
You were running late?
Oh yeah.
Who would have thunk it?
I didn't have my headphones in or anything, and like other people do. That's one thing I've noticed. Like everybody's always on their phone. Everyone's always on their earbuds, and like I don't know. There's just something strange about everyone trying to be in their own space in a very public space.
Yeah, they're trying to like focus on what they're doing and like block out everything. It's like a weird how you get motion sickness because all your other senses are telling you that you're moving, but your eyes are focused on something still.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to do the same thing with auditory too. They're like, all this stuff's going on around me, but I'm trying to focus on something still, like my own self.
I just always thought it was so stupid to try and like make the time go by faster by like occupying yourself with something that's actually dividing up your time even more. It's like your commute is now broken up song by song by song.
Oh yeah.
So you can kind of like, I don't know, the trip seemed to go faster to me when I don't try and tune it out when I'm actually
you lose
like
yourself in it. You're like
in the trip. Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry.
No. So this guy doesn't have like earphones in or anything, and he's just like I noticed him kind of like looking at me. He's like younger-ish, leather coat. I noticed he had like a sleeve, like his tattoo was peeking out of his jacket, and he was like, he looked at me. And we're kind of close. He looked at me. He's like, I just wanted to let you know you look very pretty today. It was like so not creepy. I was just like, thank you.
Great. Glad it wasn't creepy.
I was like, thank you. And I like didn't really say anything more. But then it's like, why the hell not? So it's like, that just made my day. And so then we started talking a little bit. It was like the most authentic conversation I've ever had with a stranger. Because it was very brief. There was no like pressure to exchange numbers or anything like that. Like he didn't come on me at all.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he was just like, I don't know, he had the same like point of view as far as like not wearing sunglasses, not plugging in your iPod, not preoccupying yourself with your phone. And so he's just like, I think he said something weird about like,
it's totally subtly coming on you. I like this.
Now
guy.
I know.
If a man talks to you, he's trying to sleep.
No. But that's it. We arrived at Jackson, and I got off the train, and I started walking up the stairs, and I noticed he had gotten off too, but he didn't like try and chase me down or anything. So I left. Anyway, fast forward like 2 weeks.
Oh, it's getting worse. Continue.
I am not late. So I'm in the crunch time of rush hour. Been pushed and pushed. You know how like if you're
the first one on, you get like shuffled back into the corner of the train.
Yes. So I'm finally pushed back into this corner, and then we start getting closer to downtown, so people start emptying out again, but like, you know, the same shuffle is happening of people moving back towards me and this other like older gentleman that's reading as well in the back little window thing. Mm-hmm. I remember looking up from my coffee, and I didn't even tell you that we did exchange names.
Ah, great, of course. Mm-hmm. He's
I forgot to tell you that.
This guy knows what he's doing. All right, this is the subtle game.
He was just
it's the worst kind.
I think that's what it was. He was just like
confidence. I don't like this guy.
He was just like, "I'm Jerrod, by the way."
Oh, great.
It's like, "I'm Hannah. It was nice to meet you. Have a good rest of your day." And that's when I left.
It's horrible. I'm dying on the inside right now. Continue about Jerrod and your chance meeting.
Well, he showed up again. He had been pushed like back towards me and this other guy, and he's like, "Hannah?" It's like, "Oh, Jerrod, right?" And I think that conversation was even briefer because we were so close to where I needed to get off. And I don't even remember exactly what we talked about. I think maybe I said like my coffee was cold or something because he had coffee too. It was something really brief, but still really nice. And that's it. I got off the train. And it wasn't until 3 weeks later.
If you see this guy again, you just walk away from him, okay?
Are you really not upset about it?
No, I'm not upset.
Wait, really? Are you not upset about it?
I'm just paranoid.
This is the thing. I just wanted to tell you about this guy.
Okay, continue.
Okay.
I'm enjoying the story.
Okay. Well, it was maybe like 4:30. And, again, super crowded. And got on at Monroe, and by the time I reached like Clark and Division, I saw him again. He was in the same car, and like we met eyes and like both kind of like rolled our eyes that we had like run into each other again. And as soon as the cars started emptying out, we both got out at Belmont. Funny enough.
Hilarious.
I couldn't believe that we kept like running into each other. So at that point, we both got off at Belmont and realized we had the same commute. He gets off at Kimball.
Great.
If it makes you feel any better, I haven't seen him like 2 months. I just think it's really interesting that we kept running into each other and that we had so much in common. Anyway, there was never, I'll just tell you now, there was never any like romantic elements at all. At all.
Okay.
He's like, I eventually found out he's like 34. He's a veteran. He was in the Navy.
He sounds like exactly the image I'm creating in my mind.
Oh my God. He told me that he was working at the Pritzker Military Library.
That's right over there.
Right here. Like, we're literally separated by the Pret.
Weird.
Down below. So we've been working which is why we had the same commute. We've been working
So glad he's 10 years older.
2 buildings away. What else was important? Yeah, I had come to Chicago to do like Second City stuff, like comedy.
Oh, cool.
He had always been like more on the creative side.
Mm-hmm.
And when he had to choose between like joining, like enlisting, he was just like, he wanted to do more creative things.
Oh, I see.
So when he finally got out, he was like, yes, finally I can do this. And so he did like Second City for a while and did a couple odd jobs before realizing like, okay, maybe I should just like go into film. So he did that. What else did I want to say? Dang it. Oh, okay, well, when we finally got to Kimball,
mm-hmm.
he was prepared and actually had a phone number and his email, like on a piece of paper.
I don't understand the giving your number to a girl. I feel like it's such like it's like a deflating of a balloon, this whole build, and then it's like, oh, here, ball's in your court. I don't understand. I feel like if I like had a connection with a girl like that, especially if it keeps happening, I would be like, can I have your number so I can call you? Like, because like,
Huh.
It just, I don't know. That's just the way I was raised.
No, that's totally true. And it was kind of off-putting. I still, like, talk to him afterward, obviously. We're friends now. So I just wanted you to know this history.
It's fine.
So, yeah. It was an interesting connection to make.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for all that. He sounds very interesting.
But I did want you to know the history behind it. In case we ever do talk again or something.
Of course.
Just know not to be jealous.
I won't be. No.
You will be.
Should have led with he's 34.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't alleviate all the stress, but it definitely helps.